Today's topic, we're going to talk about eclipses, including both solar eclipse and lunar eclipse. During a new or full moon phase, when the moon, sun, and earth are aligned, the moon may enter the shadow of the earth, or the shadow of the moon may reach the earth, therefore creating different types of eclipses, either lunar eclipse or solar eclipse. However, before we talk about eclipses, I want to point out that these eclipses, they do not occur during every full moon phases. So in other words, that we see every month we have a full moon phase or a new moon phase and a new moon phase, but we do not see solar eclipses or lunar eclipses every month. The reason is because the moon's orbit is inclined at about 5 degrees to the ecliptic. So not all orbital configurations produce an eclipse. Only when the moon crosses the plane of the ecliptic during its new or full phase can such an eclipse take place. So we're going to talk about lunar eclipse first. Lunar eclipse happens at full moon phase, which means that Earth is between the moon and sun. Okay, there are 3 different kinds of lunar eclipses. Okay, it's related to the shadow area the Earth produces because of the sunlight. If you look at this picture here, okay, remember, lunar eclipse happens during full moon phase. So that shows us sun is over here, Earth is here, and moon is behind. Okay. If you look at the shadow area, in the middle, the shadow actually is very dark, but outside it's a a lighter shadow. So depending on which path the moon follows when it enters the shadow, we have different types of lunar eclipse. Okay, if the moon's path follows path 1, so that means moon enters only into the lighter shadow area. So we call this type of lunar eclipse penumbra eclipse. However, on the other hand, if the moon fully enters into the middle part, which we have a special name called umbra, and we're going to see total eclipse. But if the moon enters partially into umbra, partially inside the penumbra, we call this partial eclipse. Unlike lunar eclipses, okay, solar eclipses occur at specific places on Earth and also occurs less frequent than lunar eclipse. The reason is because solar eclipse only happens during new moon phase. That means moon is going to be in between Earth and sun. But when the moon's shadow touches the Earth, okay, only people located at that particular place, the shadow sweeps the particular area of the Earth, will be able to see solar eclipse. Okay, there are also 3 different kinds of solar eclipse. One is called total solar eclipse, the other one is called partial solar eclipse, and the final one is called annular eclipses. Okay, I'm not going to explain one by one. You guys can read the slide